Hi, I'm wearing the same shirt as last week's video. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Slumpy from Slumpy Adventures, and I talk about all things travel. In this video, I'm going to talk a bit about what it's like to travel in your 20s, which is something I think I'm quite familiar with. When I moved abroad, I was only 18 years old. When I came back to the United States, I was 19, and when I was 19, I left again and traveled for half of the year. Now I'm 21 and I am preparing to continue traveling the world this autumn. But I have a few things to take care of before that. Don't worry, I'll still have plenty of videos coming out though. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can follow me along my journey in life, in traveling, and all sorts of fun things. Traveling in your 20s can seem quite scary considering you probably don't have everything already figured out in your life. And so you're just adding on more to it and wondering, where am I going to sleep tonight? I really know nothing about the place I'm at and I'm just having to learn to adapt and adjust every single day. But quite honestly, wouldn't you already be doing that if you stayed home? As a 20-year-old, you're constantly growing, changing, and developing. At least, I sure hope. So when I traveled, I changed a lot, I think. I definitely developed a lot as an individual. I personally think that's one of the pros of traveling in your 20s, especially if you're traveling by yourself, because you are forced to really grow and challenge yourself. I had a huge character development when I was traveling for a multitude of reasons, but one of those big ones was that I was constantly being challenged. Maybe something didn't go as planned. I was running late for something and I had to figure out how to handle the situation. Maybe I was not sure where I was going to eat and I had to find somewhere even when my Google Maps wasn't working. Maybe I had to talk to strangers, which is a super scary thing to do, especially as someone who has anxiety. So I definitely was faced with a lot of challenges, and those are some of the more mild ones. There was definitely some bigger ones that I had to deal with while traveling, but you learn, you make do. Traveling taught me how to be patient with things, how to work around things and not get frustrated all the time when things aren't quite going my way. It's learning to live and be comfortable with being uncomfortable, which again, if you watched one of my previous videos, you would know that there are some traits of a traveler. And I said that those traits are not innate, but they can be learned. And for me, traveling helped me learn a lot of these things. It really taught me so much. And so I think I grew and changed a lot as a person when I was traveling. And I'm sure that would be the same for just about anyone else as well. Another part about traveling that I absolutely loved is that traveling gives you independence at its finest. This is the peak independence I have felt in my life. It is the most alone in a good way that I've ever felt before. So when I was a teenager, I wanted nothing more than to be on my own, to not be controlled by my parents, which I love them, but I wanted to do things on my own terms. I wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. I wanted to be free to go where I wanted to. And so I really was able to do that when I was traveling. Where I come from, there is not public transportation and I hate driving. So I didn't even have independence in that way. But when traveling, there's always a way to get around. Be it I find a bus, a subway, a train, a plane, a boat, hitchhike, I Uber, Grab, whatever it is. I find a way to get around and I do that on generally cheaper than I would pay in the United States. But alas, it really gave me independence. So if you are a young person in this world and you want nothing more than to feel free, to break your ties and maybe not break them, maybe you stay in contact with people. I'm not promoting to just never talk to the people you care about again. But if you really need to feel like you can do things on your own, you will feel that way when you're traveling. I am 99.9% sure that if you challenge yourself and go on a solo journey, or honestly, even with a friend, you will find a way to make things work and you will feel so free. It is the most wonderful feeling. I could ramble on about it forever. It's just quite honestly the best. Another great aspect of travel is that you get to meet all sorts of people. I think that meeting people when traveling is amazing. Talk to the locals. I learned so much from so many different people who really gave me new views on life. There's one person I met And I do not think he knows how much he impacted me. But he told me that he lives his life making side quests, having side quests, doing things not for any big long term goal, but just to add a bit of spice to life. And I never thought of that before. I've always been a person who I look at the big picture. I'm trying to work up to something, but doing side quests just to do them. So that's just one example, but there's so many people I learned from when traveling, and I've made a lot of really great connections and friends all over the world. So I think that's definitely one of the best things about traveling, especially coming from someone who is very shy, anxious, and doesn't really get out of my comfort zone when it comes to talking to people very much. I think that traveling really opened me up in a lot of ways, and it really helped me meet all sorts of different people. Be it I talked to locals and learned about their lives, and they gave me some knowledge that I wouldn't have had before. Maybe I made a friend that I had only for a short while traveling and don't really keep in contact with anymore, but I was able to enjoy that connection while it lasted. Maybe someone trauma dumps to me on my flight from one place to another. And on one hand, it's like, wow, this is really heavy. But on the other, it gives me a new perspective on things. Or maybe I made some lifelong friends along the way, which I do think I did with a certain group of people. Hello, room 5. I really do think that meeting people when traveling is very, very, very special. And you will meet people that you would have never, ever met if you just stayed in your own hometown. So traveling in my 20s taught me that going out and meeting new people is an amazing, amazing thing. Finally, traveling in your 20s is just a whole adventure. You are writing a story that nobody else will ever be able to say they did. And of course, I guess you could kind of say that if you're in your hometown too, because nobody's ever going to live the exact same life as you. But I feel like there's such a diverse experience that comes with travel and comes with the adventures that you go on. You will do things that you never thought you would do. You will try things that you never would have even known you could try. I think that living life as an adventure is just such an amazing thing. And I feel like even for those of us who decide not to venture too far outside our borders, we can all learn a bit from. And someone who has traveled a bit before is going to be a little more aware that adventure always awaits. It's just up to us to seek it out or to accept it when it invites us. So adventure. Adventure in your 20s. That is one of the greatest feelings ever. I think that's one of my favorite parts of travel, although all these things are some of my favorite parts, but going on adventures and doing things I didn't think I would do or didn't think I could do. I love adventure. All right, if you've heard me yap on long enough and you are ready to click off this video, first I encourage you to subscribe to hear me yap some more. And thank you for watching this video up until this point. It really means the world to me. I would love, again, if you liked and subscribed, or maybe you gave your own insights to what you think travel is like in your 20s in the comments below, or what you think travel is in general. I would love to hear about what are some of the benefits of going on a trip. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to keep on making more videos every week for all of you. Thank you again and stay tuned for next week's video. Bye.